Hello everybody, and I hope you're having a fantastic day. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about the step-up spawn that came out this morning. I finally came out with the actual spawn the day it came out. I used to do that a lot. In fact, I used to do it the second it came out. My apologies on that. I recently was trying to get some rest. Lately, it's just been lack of interest, to be fairly honest. Hopefully, I will come back and upload as soon as it comes out like I used to. I'm not a big fan of doing this, but I kind of been losing motivation. I have been for a while, but it's been shrinking. Anyways, moving on from there, let's actually get to the spawn and let's see if it's worth it or not. No new gear, so we actually get to review the spawn straight out the gate. Okay, so this is going to be a 3-step-up spawn. It's going to be 3 steps is what I'm trying to say. It's going to be a total, it looks like, of 65 gems. It's going to be a total of 65 gems. So that's not all too bad. That's legitimately 20 more than what it used to be. So that's pretty darn cool that they have it lowered. Like, they had it at 100 gems before, and that was not worth a single penny or a single gem, honestly, in my opinion, whatsoever. So let's actually look at the reward pool. Well, let's actually look at the details first, and then we'll look at the reward pool and see if it's going to be worth 65 gems. Okay, so now that we know that this is a 65 gem step up spawn, let's actually look at the details, and then we're gonna actually look at the reward pool to see if it's worth the 65 gems. Already 65 gems is looking good because the recent step up spawns, my bad, have been like 100 gems for them, and it's just no, like, why? And they're not even like updated like 36 or 37 costs. They're just downright 34s or 33s. I'll pass if you ask me, and a lot of you free-to-play should pass on 100 gem step-up spawns that probably will, on a consistent basis, if you spawn it, rip you off. Not worth it. Okay, so 10 gems, you're guaranteed 1 select SSR gear piece and 3 droplets of ether. For 10 gems, that's not all too bad. There is a spawn out, the special spawns, if they ever come back out with them, that is. They are like, yeah, I've noticed they have been gone for a while, is what I'm trying to say. They have droplets of ether that are 15 gems on the first time half off, and awakening orb pieces, not awakening orb pieces, but the full-fledged awakening orb that is 15 gems on the first time half off. Really good deal. Personally, if you're looking for ethers and awakening orbs, I would do those, but this isn't all too bad because you're getting on top of it 1 SSR select gear piece guaranteed on top of what they have. At least I believe this would be worth it. I'm not exactly 100% sure. If you are brand spanking new to this game, definitely the first step at least probably would be worth it, unless you're going already for a certain class. Then I wouldn't say so personally myself, because that's just 10 gems, a guaranteed SSR, and hopefully it's going to be a high cost guarantee too. So let's actually go to the second step, because it's going to be 25 gems. 1 select SSR gear piece again, and this time it's going to be awakening orbs instead of droplets of ether for 3 pieces, and then we're going to have at the last step of 30 gems 1 select SSR monster guaranteed. So let's actually look at the list and what they have to offer. One thing I hate that A-Team does is A-Team likes to make all the featured monsters. When I first started this game, I was really confused too. This is one of the reasons I made my channel, made the spawn vids and everything surrounding it. I was looking at the spawns and I was like, oh, so these are all that's going to drop out. And then I was like, what is this? I don't remember this being in like the list that they have up here. Or when I'm looking down here, right, I don't see one of these 3 guaranteed. It's like, what is going on? There's a whole list that's guaranteed, and I'm like, oh, I feel so dumb. I got ripped off and stuff like that. But anyways, moving on from there, that's just a little side story about some of my experiences with these. When I first started, personally, I don't want you to go through the same thing, so that's why I make these. Okay, so the first step is cost 27 or higher SSR guaranteed gear piece. Not bad if you're starting off whatsoever, because it's 10 gems for a 27 cost or higher SSR guaranteed gear piece. Not bad whatsoever. Step 2 is cost 28 or higher SSR gear piece, and this one's going to be 25 gems. And then step 3 is the SSR monster guaranteed. So let's actually look at the list and see what they have to offer with the step up. Okay, so I'm seeing 3 37s right here, so that's not bad whatsoever. They don't just have one like main featured one and then just calling it a day. and then they got a couple 36s. They only actually got 3, my bad. So they only got 3 36s. And then they got, I think that was 335s as well. So they also have 335s. One thing I noticed that was very interesting about the 35s is they have 2 of the elemental lock monsters, but Summer Venus isn't here. Instead, they got Siegfried. So I'm not complaining. It's just a tad bit weird. Okay, so after all of those, looking at those, they got a crap ton of 34s. Well, they don't got a crap ton. They actually got 1, 2, 3, 4. They actually have 4 34s, so there's more 34 costs than there is anything. So 34 costs probably will have around the highest rates. I'm gonna say they might actually have the highest rates on the 33 costs. Yeah, it goes from 33 to 37. So right off the bat, considering these types of step-ups used to be 45 gems, I personally don't find the SSR monster guaranteed all too worth it unless you're brand spanking new and you're just starting off. Like, you're just starting off is what I'm talking about. But anyways, moving on from there, they start off from 36 cost weapons and 37 cost armor. 36 and 37 cost are the highest cost at this very moment in time we're speaking of, but probably like in a month, if not a month, 38 cost will be the highest, and it will change up, and there will be a bigger gap. The higher the cost, the bigger the gap between each and every cost that's going to be coming, due to the percentages, the passive percentages, and then like the Xeno weapon percentages they have for gear just in total. So just keep that in mind. But anyways, moving on from there, so yeah, they got 37s, 36 cost weapons, 37 cost armors, and they go all the way down to 33 cost armors and 32 cost weapons. And from the actual 33 and 32 cost to 36 and 37 cost, they pretty much all the lower cost stuff from 35 cost armors to 33 cost armors down here, they only got 1 set of those each. Once you hit 36 cost armors and 35 cost weapons, they actually start having multiple sets. So there's actually multiple sets of the higher cost stuff. That's good, because the higher cost stuff is going to need those rates, because the lower cost stuff will always have rates with these types of spawns. Thankfully, Guild Battles is not going on. RGB just ended. But anyways, moving on from there. In my opinion, if you're just starting off, this might be worth it, since it's only going to be 65 gems to start it off. And yes, maybe if you might actually have a high chance to get a 33 and 34 cost monsters, especially the 34 cost monsters for sure. They do have good abilities though, and they could be good for elemental sets, so that's the plus part. Is they're not going to be totally useless if you grab them, because you will have higher rates for them. But if you are perhaps say mid player, or if you're like you are midterm, or you're like end game perhaps say, I personally wouldn't worry about it all too much. I personally don't think it, like the whole concept of what they have going, I definitely say would be worth 65 gems. But considering they still have 33s and 34s, even though they have been outdated for quite some time, it's not a good idea to keep throwing them in. And for 65 gems, that's definitely a lot for getting 33s and 34s at a consistent rate. In fact, one of my guildmates have done the step up twice, and they only got Spica twice. Spica with the 34 cost. If you don't know what Spica is, it is going to be right here. Hold on, let me show you right here. Where's Spica? Where's Spica? Oh, I actually skipped all the monsters. Where is it at? There it is, right here. Spica, this one right here. My bad. I almost called you a she. He actually got Spica twice. So there's some results right there. I don't have too many results to actually show you about the step up spawn, but that's proof right there that I'm actually claiming what I say to be true as true, and there's some data to prove it. But thank you for tuning in, thank you for watching, and I hope this helped out. This is the AzureWrath, and I'll catch you in the next video. I'm out. Peace.